then like you do all the work up front and you couldn't make it to closing because the buyer's financing fell through. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Luna. I am a real estate agent in Philadelphia. So for those of you who don't know who I am, I started my channel in 2017. I started selling real estate since 2018. It is my second year selling. So in today's topic, I would like to talk about what they don't tell you about being a real estate agent. And I've made a little note, so let's get into the video. The first thing that I realized when I first started selling is I didn't know that I was going against with a lot of agents who are very experienced. So I'm speaking from my experience that what I've dealt with. Imagine if you're going on a listing appointment, you have done only 2 deals and you're competing with an agent who's in the same local market that has been done deals for 20 deals. And of course, they have been in to a lot of the homes on the same block. They know the characteristics about each homes. They know what homes are selling, what is not. So from somebody who are brand new, it's really hard to come up with that confidence and that track record to provide it to homeowner. So that's the number one thing that I realized people don't tell me about, being as a new agent, that you can't compete with those experienced agents. But on the other hand, I don't want you guys to get discouraged because I'm only in my second year and I've taken almost 19 listings. And by taking listings, I made more mistakes than those agents would. I call pretty much every day. So if I can do it, you guys can too. I'm not saying it's impossible. So let's move on to the second one that people don't tell me is, I did not know it's such a lonely job. Like, right now, it's in my second year, I practically, I don't have any friends. When I first started selling, when I was at my previous brokerage, I did network with a lot of other real estate agents. I met a lot of people. I still had some friends when I first moved to Philly. So I was, partying with them. I would occasionally go out on the weekend because I wasn't that busy. And I wasn't really sure what to do anyway. So I would go out on happy hours. I would, be drunk or hungover the next day, and it kind of interrupted my day. And then I would hang out with my old friends, And one time I remember I brought my girlfriend to this networking event. My lender friend invited us. So we were just very into the conversation about talking about interest rate and what's the current interest rate is, how I would talk to my home buyers, educate them on you should purchase the home now because the interest rate is low. And then after 5 minutes within the conversation, my girlfriend pulled me to the bathroom and she said, "Can we go?" Ever since then, I'm just like, okay, I don't know if I can do this, being the type of a job that I am, but still hang out with the older group of friends that I hang out with that we're not similar minded. It's impossible. And I've also come across that if you want to be in a very entrepreneurial mindset, you have to surround yourself with people who are better than you or people who want to be just like you. On the one hand, I feel sometimes it's kind of lonely, but it doesn't really bother me. It's not a bad thing, but it's definitely something that you keep in mind that people don't tell you. And another thing about being lonely is, on the personal life, sometimes, my husband will be like, "Hey babe, let's go to the beach." And I'm like, "I can't. I have showings or I have previews on Saturday. I just can't." So that kind of makes me feel like he can go on and do things, but I can't. But the third thing that people don't tell you in this business is do not be naive. And I was very naive when I first started. I thought that everybody is loyal, everybody is trustworthy, but that's not how the society is. So if you guys know me, I am 27 years old. I went to Penn State, graduated, had a crappy job of selling jewelry in a jewelry store, which I didn't really like, and I moved to Philly and started selling real estate. So in between, I didn't really have a transition of getting like other jobs kind of feel out the society life is and how it's so practical with everyone, I'm just still feeling like I'm the same college personality, like everything is so perfect in college, and I thought that's how it's gonna be when I'm selling real estate, but that's not really the case. I'll tell you guys a story. I remember when I first got a home buyer lead that was about $500,000. I was so excited, and I was working with this young couple, and they're lovely. They are really nice. I've shown them homes for almost like 4 months, and in between those 4 months, sometimes I'm their driver. I would go pick up them after they get off work, and I'll show them homes, and it's fun. It's, you know, it's enjoyable. We have good conversations. Like, it feels like we're friends. And at the end of the 4th month, I did end up finding them a brand new construction, but the price was a slightly little difference that they just couldn't come agree with. Okay, so I thought, oh, okay, well, we'll just have to keep looking. And the next day, I texted my home buyer. I said, hey, are you guys looking to, you know, find something else? And then at the same time, the listing agent, who is also the selling agent from the new construction company, texted me, and she said, Luna, your buyers are here. But they responded to me saying that they're not available that day to look at houses. So they're lying to me. And to me, when I first started selling, that's a big commission, and I did spend hours of my time, you know, driving them and just my energy to take them to look for houses, and end up, the whole thing is like they're lying to me. You know, they don't want to put in an offer with me because they want to save money, because they were asking the listing agent if it's okay for them to, you know, just forget about the buyer's agent, directly purchase. Maybe that will make up the $10,000 or $20,000 price cut that they wanted. And obviously the listing agent told them that's unethical, they can't do that. So that's just kind of, we went separate ways. And that is the moment that I realized I need to protect myself, my best interest. I cannot be naive. I have to, you know, get a buyer agency contract signed, or I just really have to protect myself in this business, because if you don't, no one else will. And last but not least is to always prepare for the worst scenario. So I really like about this one, and I'm always optimistic in this business. I feel like everything's gonna be okay, you know, I'll get paid at the end of the day, but that's not really how it works, because in dealing a transaction of real estate, there's so many parties involved. You're dealing with different personalities, and a lot of time it doesn't work the way that you want it to be. It doesn't. That's not how it works. So you have to, you know, be a very good communicator. Is that even a word? You have to be really good at communicating. You have to be hands-on, and just, you know, for example, like I deal with a lot of sellers, you always have to educate your seller to prepare them for the worst case too. So for example, if you took a listing, right, and the listing is a little overpriced, you have to let your seller know, okay, well, we can put it up, but if you're not getting any offers within the first week, we have to drop down the price. And if they did end up getting an offer, then you have to educate your seller, be like, when we are going through the appraisal, if the appraisal value came back and it's a little less than the offer price, you might have to drop down the price again. So here are the things that you just have to, you know, go as you figure out. If you're new, you might make mistakes, but always prepare for the worst, and be a good student and keep on learning and educate your seller, so that way it makes you look a lot more professional. So I know this video is quite long, but here are the 4 things that I wish people would tell me when I first start selling, and I don't really hear a lot of people talking about those things. So I hope you guys can get a lot of things, good stuff out of my video, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.